Have some of you ever experienced that despite your dedication and thorough study, you still end up getting disappointing scores? This can be attributed to careless mistakes, which can undermine even the best prepared candidates. Minor oversights like misinterpreting questions, careless calculation errors, neglecting to double-check answers, or rushing through the exam can significantly impact your overall performance. But you needn't worry, because today we'll explore how to dodge these pesky errors so as to ace the board exams. Let's begin by talking about some of the do's. Pay attention to specific guidelines about answering questions or formatting your responses. Take your time to understand what is being asked before answering. Allocate time for each question and stick to it to avoid rushing at the end. Use clear headings and structure your responses logically, especially for essays. Reviewing your answers is a must for spotting any errors. Familiarize yourself with the exam format and types of questions you might encounter. Read and reread the questions carefully. If something is unclear during the exam, you must ask the invigilator for clarification. You might know the feeling when suddenly everything seems to go a little fuzzy, and even though you know the answer, you just can't quite remember it. In such a scenario, the best option is to move on to next question and come back to it later. Find one you're confident about. It'll get your thinking back on track. And if it just happens to be the first question, try jotting down what you do know on a spare piece of paper. This will help you recall the answer. Now talking about the don'ts, still at number 1, this is the single biggest mistake students make, and that is rushing through the questions. Make sure you read each question slowly and underline what's actually asked for. Before answering, take a moment to read the specific instructions. If unsure about a question, jot down the relevant thoughts or keywords that come to your mind before moving on. You can return to it later. Trust your initial instincts. Often your first answer is correct. But if you do change your answer, ensure you have a solid reason for doing so. Divide the total exam time by the number of questions or sections to allocate time accordingly. Set mini deadlines throughout the exam to stay on track. Prepare a checklist of what you'll need, example pens, pencils, calculator, the night before the exam. Practice positive affirmations. Remind yourself that you've prepared well. Also, do not ignore your health. And finally, the most important don't is dwelling on your exams once it's over. Chances are, talking about your exam after it has finished could deflate your confidence. Instead, leave the exam room feeling lighter and go and do something you enjoy. Remember, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. While diligent preparation is a cornerstone of success in exams, it is just as crucial to recognize the impact of careless mistakes that can undermine even the best efforts. The time to starve your distractions and feed your focus is now. Wish you all the very best.